Forces surround us? Forces are everywhere, whether our eyes can see them or not. Forces are present at all scales, from the atomic level to very vast scales, such as in space. Forces have a significant role in our lives. Forces are involved in everything from lifting an object to hanging on a rod to walking down the street to riding in a plane. Force has the magnitude and direction. Not just the magnitude or strength of force, but also direction is important while considering forces. If all applied forces on an object are in the same direction, the resulting force exerted on it is the total of all applied forces. As a result, the magnitude of the resulting force will eventually rise. When opposing forces are applied to an object, the resulting force is obtained by subtracting the opposing forces. Thus, when forces are applied in the opposite direction, the magnitude of the resultant force decreases. Types of force. There are two sorts of forces in the universe: balanced forces and unbalanced forces. Balanced force. When forces of equal size and opposing direction act on a body, the resulting force operating on it equals zero. As opposing forces exerted on the body balance each other, these forces are called balanced forces. Unbalanced force. An unbalanced force is one in which the resulting force applied to the body does not equal zero. Let us see now, do balanced force cause change in motion or not in detail? If so, how, and if not, what is the driving force behind the motion? The force causes a change in motion. When an object is under the effect of balanced force, then the object's state does not change. Because when forces are balanced, it means the object is under the impact of the same and opposite forces. Thus, the object does not experience the effect of force. Thus, if an object is stationary, it will stay still, and if it is moving, it will continue to proceed with the same magnitude and direction. Let us move on to the unbalanced forces. The resulting force is not zero when an object is under the influence of an unbalanced force. As a result, the object's motion is influenced by the unbalanced force. So, if an object is still, it begins to move, and if it is already moving, its speed and, in certain circumstances, direction change. How an object moves when subjected to an unbalanced force with examples. When you kick the ball, you are just forcing it to move in a certain direction away from you. Because there is no opposing force, the force exerted on it is unbalanced. Thus, the unbalanced force makes the ball move. The most basic illustration of unbalanced force is kicking a ball. The motion of a seesaw is another example of motion caused by an unbalanced force. If one of the two people on the seesaw is heavier, the seesaw will lean in the direction of the heavier person. The unbalanced force is caused by the varying weights of the people on the seesaw. As a result, we may conclude that a balanced force does not cause motion. It is the unbalanced force that makes an object change its state of motion. The balanced force may cause a change in the shape of an object. A balanced force is the result of equal and opposite forces. As a result, when an object is subjected to balanced force, its shape may alter in some instances. If an object's material is hard enough, its shape will not change, as in the case of a rigid body. Take a look at a coiled spring. The length increases when the spring is pulled evenly from both ends, as seen in the figure below. However, owing to the spring's elasticity, it will revert to its original shape once the forces are removed. The rubber band also changes its shape, just like the spring, by pulling its two sides. Similarly, if a rubber ball is squeezed between two palms, the shape of the rubber ball will change. Because the forces applied by palms are equal and opposite, the rubber ball will get oblong. Examples of balanced force with a force diagram. Pushing the wall. When someone is pushing a wall, then none of them will move. When a person pushes a wall, he also feels the force exerted by the wall in the opposite direction. As the wall and you both are not moving, this suggests that both exerted forces are balancing each other. The hanging object. Assume an object is hanging. Weight and tension are the forces acting on the hanging object. The object's weight pushes it down, while the rope's tension pulls it up. Both forces are equal and opposing. Thus, they counterbalance each other. Standing on the ground, when an object is at rest on a surface, the reaction force balances the object's weight. Suppose you are standing on the ground. Then your weight pushes you down while reaction force pushes you up against your weight. Thus the balancing force prevents you from sinking into the ground. Tug of war. You might have heard of a game of tug of war, which is a great example of balanced force. If the opponents are equally matched, both opponents pull the rope from the opposite side with equal strength. Thus, there will be no motion as forces are balanced. Frequently asked questions on balanced force. Q. What are the balanced forces? ANS. Balanced forces are profoundly connected with our lives. Forces are considered balanced if the forces exerted on the object are equal and opposite. As a result, the resulting force caused by the balanced force is zero. Q. What are the unbalanced forces? ANS. Unbalanced forces have a significant influence on the motion of any object. Forces acting on an object are said to be unbalanced if the resultant force acting on the object is not zero. Q. Distinguish between balanced and unbalanced force. ANS. The difference between balanced and unbalanced force is given below. Balanced force, unbalanced force. The term balanced force refers to two or more forces operating on an object with equal strength and in opposite directions. The term unbalanced force refers to two or more unequal forces operating on an object in the same direction or opposite direction. The balanced force's resultant force is zero. The unbalanced force's resultant force is non-zero. Balanced force does not make the object move. Unbalanced force makes the object move in the direction of the resultant force. Q. What is the effect of balanced force on a body? ANS. The body is considered to be under the influence of balanced forces when the forces operating on it are equal in magnitude and in opposite directions. As the balanced force is the resultant force of equal and opposite force, the total force acting on the body sums up to zero. Zero force causes no motion of an object as per Newton's first law. It means the body at rest will remain at rest, and the moving body will continue moving with the same speed and direction. In some cases, due to balanced force, an object changes its shape. Please visit our website lambdageeks.com for more articles on technology, engineering, mathematics, and various other domains. Scientific calculator and many more other tools.